Hey, what's going on, everyone? Gillis TV back here with some more Edmonton Oilers news. Of course, yesterday the big news was the power play units swap. Today we got some more swaps on the 5-on-5 lines. We'll get into that. And is it time to panic if you're an Edmonton Oilers fan? We'll talk about that, discuss that as well. But if you're new to the channel and don't mind hitting that subscribe button for anything Oilers related or NHL, I try to do all the big news around the NHL today. Of course, Shea Theodore locking in a 7-year deal with the Vegas Golden Knights. That video will be up after this one. But back to our beloved Edmonton Oilers here, and I don't know what is going on with this Edmonton Oilers team. It seems like every year we start off terrible and somehow work through it. So when it comes to the whole panicking situation, we still have, 75, 74 games left in the regular season to turn this thing around. Still lots of time, a lot of question marks, of course, being asked right now by a lot of Oilers fans. Stuart Skinner's name's been thrown around. Is he even capable of doing that? I'm not going to get into that. I'm a firm believer that he can turn things around for himself. I think he played really a great game against the Carolina Hurricanes, made some fabulous saves. Yeah, he was out of position a little bit, but when you're getting 4 or 5 shots in a sequence against you, you're not going to stay in position all the time for that. I know defense has been the number one concern going into this season after the preseason. We'll get into the defensive lines here and so on and so forth, but I do believe the Oilers are looking to add a top 4 defenseman. Now, is that on the right side or left side? We saw Darnell Nurse play the right side last night, or 2 nights ago, whatever it was, against the Carolina Hurricanes. That was 2 nights ago. I keep thinking today's Wednesday. He didn't look terrible. He wasn't great. Don't get me wrong, he wasn't great. But he also wasn't terrible, if you know what I mean. He was noticeable on bad and good. It was a okay performance by Darnell Nurse in that game. And of course, yeah, it kind of gets you mentally when you're going on the PK, have to play left side now and stuff. But this is why they get paid millions of dollars, is to cope with that and whatnot. So I know there's been a few names thrown around so far this season with who the Oilers could get. I'm going to cut the Rasmus Andersson name out of there as of right now. Calgary's, I think, first or second in the Pacific Division. They're probably not looking to offload Andersson if they keep playing this way. It is what it is. If they go on a downhill slide, maybe they look into it. But I know Cam Fowler's name's been thrown around there. It was reported that they were in conversations with, I believe it was the Columbus Blue Jackets, and I'm not too sure who the other team was. I can't remember off the top of my head. But the Blue Jackets, I would look at Provorov maybe as a name that could intrigue the Edmonton Oilers to come in here. We've heard his name around a lot throughout the last few years with the Edmonton Oilers. So there's all that, but I'm not going to get too much into that today. News about the power play lines, of course, that came out yesterday. Nugent Hyman being swapped in on the second power play unit with Adam Henrique, Darnell Nurse, and a rotation of Ekholm and Bouchard. First power play unit for those guys, Skinner and Arvidsson, with McDavid and Draisaitl, and of course Bouchard and Ekholm switching. So they're just trying to get the power play going. We've been a solid power play unit for 5 straight years. One of the only, if not only, team to have a 25+ percentage on the power play over a course of 5 years, thanks to Glenn Gullickson there. So there is that. They're trying to kickstart that, because that is one thing that's kind of bringing them down. Same with the penalty kill, bringing them down. They can get back to how they were. I'm not expecting playoff-wise. That was remarkable what they were doing in the Stanley Cup final and the third round of the playoffs last year, and even the second round. It was really neat what they were doing. I don't expect them to get back to that, but somewhere close to that is what they need to do on the penalty kill. For the 5-on-5 lines here, just kind of wrap today up as far as I know. I haven't been on Twitter much today. Lines were, of course, RNH with McDavid and Hyman. Little swap here on the second line as Vasily Podkolzin is with Draisaitl and Victor Arvidsson. Jeff Skinner was on the third line with Adam Henry, Connor Brown. I think Jeff Skinner had a really good game against Carolina. A couple shots that probably should have went in. He tried a couple ways to score it and just got robbed a few times. And Matthias Janmark was with Derek Ryan and Corey Perry. I know a lot of people have been kind of hinting that maybe Noah Philp needs to come up to play that fourth line center, try and get that line going. I know Bob Stauffer's been on that as well. That's something to kind of keep an eye on because I honestly like Noah Philp. I think he had a really good preseason. I think it just came down to Derek Ryan was the veteran in this case. They both had really good preseasons. I'd like to see Noah Philp get a opportunity here. But for the D pairings, you got Matthias Ekholm with Evan Bouchard, Darnell Nurse back on the left side with Troy Stetcher and Brett Kulak with Ty Emberson, of course, Stuart Skinner and Calvin Pickard and net. So let me know in the comments what you guys think. I don't think it's time to panic quite yet. I think maybe a trade might have to happen here. Send Kane to LTIR. They are accumulating cap space while Kane is on IR. So that's the nice part about this is because they are under the cap space with Kane still, yes, more at the deadline, you can bring in more players, but is it about time to panic? We'll see how it goes because it was this time last year against the Carolina Hurricanes in November of last year that the Oilers turned things around for their season. So we'll see how it goes. Pittsburgh's in town tomorrow night. I believe Detroit on Sunday. I believe Monday games, not too sure who it's against, but that is on Amazon Prime, I've been hearing. So that might be a game where you tune in to Dolany TV for a live stream there because I'm not paying an extra whatever it is for Amazon Prime to watch one hockey game. So that's probably it for me today. I just got home from work really exhausted, but thank you so much for tuning in. Let me know in the comments what you guys think the Oilers need to do here. Is it time to panic? What is the case here? But thank you so much for tuning in. I'm Gillis TV. Have a good one.